Good afternoon and welcome back to PA Street Team. For those of you that are new here, my name is Derek. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and also that notification bell so you can keep up with my latest content. Today, we are finally getting down to the nitty-gritty on the camouflage wrap. For those of you that watched the first video, it was a bit of a science experiment to see if giving a car a wrap that looked good from a distance or in pictures on other platforms of social media would give my follows and likes kind of a jump start, whether it looked good up close and in person or not. So I've had it for about 2 months now, give or take. I was planning to only really do the experiment for a month, but just life got in the way. So today, first and foremost, it's the end of an era because I'm going to be peeling off the camo. I have something new and fun coming up in the next video, so we got to get that going. And then after we're done peeling it off, we'll go in, sit at the computer, and check out the results of the experiment. So let's get started. Alright, so we got the majority of the car cleaned off. Unfortunately, a lot of the dip, the gray, did not come off. I think it was spread too thin. Message to anybody who's going to be using Plasti-Dip, make sure to spray multiple coats. It makes it a lot easier to peel off. But luckily, I have a secret weapon. Not so secret, but my favorite thing to use in this case is the dipyourcar.com dip dissolver. This stuff's amazing. I've used it before. I have 2 bottles of it. And we're going to be going over the entire car, letting it sit for about 10 minutes, and then hosing it all off, and then it should be back to its normal black state. So let's give it a shot. Alright, so it is the next day. I had to take the car for a second round of dip, dissolver, and car wash just because the blue and the teal peeled relatively well. There was a little bit of outline. I think that was just caused by some leftover residue from the pinstriping. However, the aviator gray, I believe it was called, what a nightmare that color was. Tons of residue left behind. It did not peel. So luckily, after a second round of dissolving and washing, it's pretty much gone. The car looks like a disaster close up right now, but that's okay because in the spring I'll just have Sean with Driven to Compete, give it a once over with a buffer, get it all cleaned up. And the next project that we're going to be doing is going to be in time for the holidays, and most of the film and footage you're going to see of the car is going to be at nighttime anyway, so not a big deal. But I'll give you a once around on the car, and then we'll end the video.
Hey, so future Derek bringing the video to a screeching halt right before the end. I wanted to give some insight into the results that I found from my experiment. with the camo wrap. Now, for those of you that didn't watch the original video where I applied the camo wrap, basically my goal was to see whether or not changing from a subtle look on my car to something more eye-catching would increase my hits, whether or not it was applied well. I've had many people over the years that I've been doing this, and actually currently, who will come up to me from time to time and say, oh, I saw so-and-so's famous car, or this big-name YouTuber's car, and it had a wrap on it, or it had a liquid wrap, or a livery of some sort, and it wasn't really done well. And for me, my thought process was, well, if you're only ever seeing it on Instagram or on camera or in a video, does it really matter that it's not applied well? Because the amount of people that are going to see it in person is such a small percentage compared to people who may see it online. So I found some Plasti-Dip on Facebook Marketplace and proceeded to spray my car with a camo pattern. From a distance, looked really cool. A lot of people seemed to really enjoy it, and I had a lot of good feedback. However, and those who have seen my car in person can attest to this, up close it looked like trash. There were runs in the dip, uneven layering, bubbles in the vinyl, a lot of issues. But that was the point of the experiment, to see if, even if it looked bad in person, if in a small Instagram photo, if it looked good, if that would increase or hurt my numbers of hits during the month. So what I did was I took the first 30 days of posts on Instagram of my car in this look, just black raw paint with a bomber style shark mouth graphic from InChain Design, shout out to them, and then compare it with the camo that we just peeled. Here's some of the photos of that. So yeah, for example, this photo looks great from a distance, but if you were up close or if the lighting was poor, you could really see all the flaws with it. So I compared the two numbers, and what I found was the difference was very small. It went up about an average of 4 hits per day, which is about a 2%, just shy of a 2% increase. And there's two sides to that coin, because on the one side of the coin, you can say, well, Derek, it was a waste of time. You didn't really see a large increase, and you would be right with that. I am a smaller YouTuber. I'm still hoping to grow, and my Instagram only has about 4,800 followers, which I'm very grateful for. I don't want you to think that's not the case. But the other side to that coin is I didn't lose anything by doing this. So just because I was able to make the photos look good and make the car look good for Instagram, I didn't lose anything. And I was able to actually slightly increase the amount of clicks I was getting. So I think if you had a larger YouTuber like a Street Speed 717 or a That Dude in Blue or Adam LZ, or there's so many different people you can pull from that do automotive YouTube videos, I would be very fascinated to see if going from a subtle look on one of their vehicles to something more wild causes a huge uptick. I can only imagine it would. So yeah, didn't lose anything, gained a little bit, had some fun along the way, and now that chapter is closed. We're going into the holidays, so I'm getting ready to do something crazy with the car again. I always try to do something fun around the holidays, so make sure to check that out in an upcoming video. If you're not following me on Instagram, now would be a perfect time to do that, at PA Street Scene. And before I let you go, just a reminder, we are in a socially distanced world right now, but that doesn't mean you can't be reaching out digitally to the people that you care about. Make sure you're checking in on them from time to time. Things are really tough right now, and sometimes hearing a friendly voice can make a big difference. Also, self-care and mental health are very important, so take time for yourself to do the things you love and just give yourself a break every now and again. But in the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.